Hi, Dave here. Thanks for tuning in. I just really want to make this quick video to show you basically. I went for a couple of days away to Scarborough and the things that I've managed to pick up. Not only about mud flood but about other events. Or how other things are covered up. I was walking past the end of this street in a rush to get somewhere. And I was seen to be automatically dragged down the side of the building for some reason. And I come across these windows here that you can see. And straight away when I saw them, it really flashed back to the video I watched a long time ago. It was on Wise Up's channel, and it was showing how the front of a religious building or a temple, that a lot of the carvings out the front were nothing more than wood with some sort of surface put over the top to make it all look like stone. So what I'm going to do, I'll play a little video and then I'll show you a few of the things that I've picked up along the way over these few days. But this little video, I just want to concentrate on these sandstone window mullion decoration. I'll play the video and then I'll get back to you. Let's cross over the street here, but it's mainly the window frames I want to have a look at. As you can see, you have your downstairs levels. But what Mick goes on about, as you can see, these window frames, facades, bits of wood put in plaster. You can see the nail holes in them. And that's the same right away along this building. It looks as if, you know, a little bit of plaster on top of the woodwork, and it gives you these effects of the windows being sandstone carved, and they're not. And the thing is, we go along the side, you do have your, you know, your basement level. They go down even further. But the thing I want to get to on this as well, see, all this looks like woodwork that's been dressed up, you know, skimmed over with plaster. I mean, you have a pipe coming out the wall there. Right, when I come across that, I was actually on my way up to St Mary's Church. I do tend to just take pictures of things randomly and then have a look at them a little bit later on. And this door caught my attention really. Firstly, the arch on it doesn't seem in proportion to the door. You know, I think that should go down further, but it wasn't that caught my eye. It was this above the door. Now, it's very nicely carved. You can see it's carved and put in sections. But we've just sat thinking, going back what we've just seen on the windows there, if this was painted with some sort of masonry paint, would we know? You know, can we tell stood down on ground level whether it's wood or whether it's concrete? And it really got me thinking to this. This is the window on the church. As you can see with this, it's all made up out of very small sectional pieces. I'm not saying for 1 minute at all that this is wood. I don't know, I've not been up there. Or if it's not painted wood, I think these are cast, like plaster of Paris molds when I used to make when I was a kid. and I think that's how these are made. Or, you know, the amount of windows that are out of sight, out of mind, so to speak. Would we know if a cheaper wooden substitute was put up there? Just something to keep an eye out. I've dragged this one off, just offline. Just blow it up a bit. These are exactly the same. They're just all cast in sections. I don't really think there's any carving whatsoever going on. Just move on to the next one a bit. This is another one that caught my eye. Whoop, go back again. Getting ahead of myself. Caught my eye because I've seen wooden bamboo type furniture that's made like this. It's heated up, steamed. When it's nice and bendy, it's hot, put in a press, and you end up with the bendy shapes. There again, I'm not saying at all that this is wood, but I certainly don't believe that all this is carved. It's just like a plaster of Paris mold kit, really, on a bigger scale. That's just the same church, and it got me thinking about these windows as well. These carvings here, these are on the Grand Hotel building I've done a video on, or 2 videos. And these lion figures, to begin with, they just look like castings. They're just, cast by the dozen or whatever, and once they're dry, they're just stuck into place. They all look very, very similar. A little bit of weather wear different on them, but apart from that, they're all identical. This, when you look at it down from street level, yeah, it looks quite impressive, these 4 dudes here. If anybody can identify who these are, or what they represent with it looks like tigers, lion skins around the neck. But as you can see with this picture, it's just all cast in sections. And I say cast because I really do not believe at all that any of this is carved. I mean, you see the difference in colours in them as well. Some may say that's a different type of sandstone, but I personally don't really believe it. I think they're just cast models, really, big ones at that, like. But this is another panel off the same building, the Grand Hotel. If you just, there's no need to blow it up much, but you can clearly see. I mean, see the joints all over the different colours. It just doesn't seem all look right to me. This is again on the top of the Grand. Now these actually look like wood. I mean, I'm not saying they're wood at all, but if you painted them with a dark coat of varnish, it would look like stained wood. And I think that's how these castings have been made. Maybe there's been that carved out of wood. The impression is put into a fine sand or something, and then, a liquid plaster of some sort poured in to make the molds. I mean, this is sectional. I mean, it's bits all over to it. Again, with these 2 characters, if anybody can identify them, I'd be grateful. Looking down from the street, they look like 2 babes, 2 cherubs. But looking up a bit closer, they look to be adults. And what this thing is, I've got no idea. Really, if anybody has got any thoughts or clues on these 2 little fellas, I'd be quite grateful. Moving on, nothing is ever as it seems. These tombs, I'll make a video about them. I've got quite a few pictures. Apart from really being like DIY kits, I think. These moulded, that's all these are. They're just mouldings that are stuck on there. They're certainly not sandstone block that somebody's carved. But what caught my eye was these plaques as such. I think they're made out of whatever, some sort of stone, obviously, not stone, some sort of fine concrete, I think. And literally just before this stuff dries, the letters are actually stamped in. I don't think they're carved in at all. I'll show you what I mean. Typo error. This poor person died on the 17th of March, 1797. 99, sorry, or 79. You know, that looks clearly stamped in there to me. And once he's got all this writing done up here above, you know, he's got the date slightly wrong, so just stamped over it in the hope that nobody will notice. But that's just how things I've noticed, how the subject has took me off on all different angles. I did intend going away just to film or take footage of evidence of mud flood buildings, but it's branched off into all sorts of things. It's quite a journey. I'll just run you through a few pictures of, you know, nothing is ever as it seems. You've seen the little video on this, and this, and it's when it was done, when it was first put up there and coated with the masonry paint or whatever they used, it would have looked pretty impressive. But with being around the side of the building, out of sight, out of mind, it's been neglected, it's not being maintained, and that's the result, as you can see. It's not sandstone at all, it's wood. And the other thing I learned from Mick, Railway Without a Pause, and that's this stuff. It's everywhere, it's on every building. It's just plaster pointed to make it look like sandstone blocks or limestone blocks, whatever. And they are literally everywhere. On all your historic buildings, all your bottom floors of this stuff. It's quite shocking, really. You know, there's a real terrible bodged attempt there. But as you can see here, these are just tools that made the impression. As you can see there, it's only, I don't know, maybe ½ inch thick. And these are just some of the things, you know, getting into this mud flood that I've started to pick up on. I mean, these type of walls, you can spot at 100 yards once you've actually seen one and you know what you're looking for. So, just put them couple of things out there, just other things to keep an eye out of things really not being in what they say they are. Now, the next picture I'll show you, it's just basically of my next project I'm going to work on. When I first saw this area, it's in the South Bay, that's a museum, purpose-built museum. All this area here, it's now, I believe, an underground car park. But what was there before the underground car park was that building there, the aquarium we call it. It was built in Victorian times, in inverted commas. And as you can see by the height of these people, you know, what is it, 60, 70, 80 foot below the road. So anyway, I've got a few more pictures than that to gather up for this video, but as soon as I get them together, I'll put it out there and see what you think. But this is a beautiful complex that's been underground for a lot of years. So I'll just leave it at there with that one. Just thanks very much indeed for watching. If you can help out with any identifications, or especially if you've spotted something that I haven't mentioned, mention it below for me. Because this is how I've started to learn so much about the mud flood era, is by listening to what other people are saying. And yeah, just drop me a line, mention something in the comments, and hopefully see you on the next video. Bye for now.